try to push this one in also. Well, that seemed to work a little bit. This one I think I got to get pressure on from the back. Like thusly. This thing should be clamped down pretty tight. It should be, I guess, cinched down. God, I don't like doing that. I'm going to press it against here again. I forgot how I did this. I guess you just have to go slowly and methodically about this. I don't want to crush this thing. This plastic is a little crispy, if you know what I mean. It's not too bad. And this one over here, a little bit easier to get to, although I have no idea if you guys are even seeing this. I don't know if the jaws on this open up wide enough. Maybe they do, yeah. There we go. And there you have it. Very simple fuel sender. I'll, if I remember, I'll put the link to the Alfa BB. They give a little bit more, well, they have pictures and explain it a little bit more detailed than what I did. But each of these two strips have to be cleaned, this strip and this strip. Otherwise, it will not work in its entirety. If, of course, you're not getting any signal at all. All right, so that's it for now. Okay, so we're having some fun here with the cylinder head. And what I did was I got a tool from this is an Alfa head removal tool. And basically what it does is this, it's a double threaded screw here. Basically it goes into the spark plug hole. It threads into the spark plug hole, and then this threads into the I'll show it to you later when I take it back apart. Basically, so what this does is it sits on top of the studs, and you take some leverage and you just start cinching down this plate on the head, and this is pulling up on the head. This plate is staying on top of the stud, so you're effectively going like this and bringing the head up. There's a pretty good amount of tension I have on this right now. And what I did was I put it on here first, these 4 first, kind of just tried to get it going. Now I'm putting on these 4 and try to get it going. I might even move it to here and try to get it going, and here to get it going. Just to try to break whatever is holding it on. It's funny, some of these studs are loose, but this stud right here is really tight. These other studs, you can tell by the pinging sound, they all ping, except for this one right here. It does not ping. And I think that it's being held up right here across these 2 studs here. Probably this one more so than that one. But anyway, so I'm going to be working, goofing around with this, trying to get, you know, I don't want to do anything too severe. I've never done this before. So we'll just do it incrementally and see how it goes. Okay, let me do a quick video on this Alfa Romeo head pulling tool. Basically, this goes in the spark plug hole, and this. So what you do is you turn this main shaft into the spark plug hole, and of course at the same time you have this plate that's held in between these 2. Well, actually, what's going to happen is you're going to be tightening this down, and you get the idea. So, so what you have a clamping effect that it's actually clamping down. Now, these little indentations here are to sit on the head studs. So as you clamp this down and go down, the studs push back, so it effectively pulls up the head. Okay? Now, this little piece down here, I just made and added to this tool. It didn't have it originally. This is my friend's tool. He lent it to me. And the reason I put this on here is to help this thing stay level. And the reason is because this is notched for 17, I think, millimeter. I think it's 17 millimeter. What happens is this notch sort of gets hung up in this cutout over here, and this can get off kilter. So I added this plate to keep it square. All right. Now, just to show you what's going on, I've made some progress, and even though the head hasn't come completely free, I have made some progress. I was able to insert some wooden wedges that I had lying around from, I think, a canoe project I was doing. But I was able to get those wedges in the front. The front broke away first to some degree, and the back seems to be taking a little bit longer. So I've got these wedges in there. I'm going to be using those wedges to try to break the head free. Now, I've also been using some wood as a lever and pulling up on it this way, and pulling up on it from the intake side. So I'm going to continue with this. I think it's definitely broken away a good amount. What I think I'm going to do is put the plate over here and try to pull it up from the rear, because it seems to be hanging up mostly from the rear. Although I think this stud right here, which I left the nut on because I've been hitting it with a hammer and it's loosened up quite a bit. So that's probably the reason why this thing started to move in the first place. All right, so let's continue along this path and see how it goes. All right, we're going to try some new video technology. I'm going to use my phone. I wasn't really happy with, I think, the focus that I was getting on other things. But anyway, back to our sender. And what I failed to realize is that there are actually two sets of contacts in here when you take it apart. You can slip them both out, and they're held on by these strips, and if you're careful, you can just slip them out. Well, anyway, I cleaned that contact, and now I'm going to try to bend these. See, it's this one right here. That's a tricky one. And I'm going to get some more magnification on myself. What we're going to do is bend these tabs back to retain this little clip. Just trying to gently coax this thing back. Use my straight. Now we're going to have to go two-handed. I have another pair of pliers around here. You should use those. Should do it. Of course, don't rip this thing out of here. Looks pretty good. Now, of course, I went ahead and did that. What I should have done is tested it first. So let's put our resistance. What we're going to do is measure the resistance between ground and each of these two contacts. And if I'm not mistaken, this contact is for the empty, and this is for the fuel level. So we'll just get a ground on here, try to hold that. And it's showing open circuit. There's a closed circuit, very little resistance. And I have no idea if we're even getting this. So let's go full on empty. And which one did I say was the empty circuit? This one? So this should get a positive voltage. I'm not sure if I'm getting that ground. I wonder why it shows a voltage then it goes open. It's weird. This should be open. Maybe I got these reversed. Yeah, I think I got them reversed. This should decrease. That decreased. So as it goes fuller, it goes lower, which is correct. As it goes to empty, it goes it goes open, which is correct. And as we get gas, it goes down, which is allowing full voltage, but full voltage to the dial, so the dial is going to go up to F. Now testing the empty circuit, this is empty. There's a connection, but it's very low. And then as it goes off, I don't know if you can see, I'm moving as you move this slightly to indicate gas, that's starting to indicate empty. And it's going to be empty. Well, of course I got to keep the connection on here. I don't have alligator clips around. So it looks like it's going to go empty very close to the end of the travel. It's supposed to only be 1 gallon. So if you can imagine dividing this into 12 segments, the last segment is probably right around here to here, so that's where you'd expect to see voltage. So that's it. It looks like it's working. So now the last thing to do is to bend these tabs. And this is also this one I think I just pushed it up against something. Like that'll hold. This one over here, I think I'm able to grip this. I'm going to get a different pair of pliers. Okay, well, I've made a significant amount of progress. As you can see, the head is almost clear of the studs. It looks like this is more like a shipbuilding project than a mechanical project with metal, because I got so much wood under here. Anyway, it was really a combination of getting leverage on the head from either above or underneath or from the sides. So the issue I'm having right now is that the head is pretty heavy, at least for me. Maybe if I had 2 guys here, it'd be a heck of a lot easier. But I think what I'm going to do is take the intake manifold off, and because I don't really need that anymore. I think I've gotten as much leverage as I need to get. You know, as you can see down into those holes, we're almost clear of the studs. So I guess the other thing to do is to take off the camshafts to lighten it. I could do that also, and of course, you know, I'm aware that you have to keep track of the journals and even how the nuts are oriented. So I guess I'm going to do that. These nuts here that are holding on the intake manifold are a little bit difficult to get to. I think there's only 4 of them though. There's basically one here, Has one there, and I think one here on the underside. I don't know if we can see that well. Yeah, it's over there. You know, the ones on the end are a piece of cake. The ones under here may require a little bit of a modified wrench. All right, so let me give that a whirl and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, we have major success. We're missing the cylinder head. Oh no, here it is. Here's the cylinder head. Just came off with the help of my son. So the thing, it was hanging up on this stud over here. There was a lot of corrosion on it, but there's a couple of little tricks that you can do. I didn't have to resort to the rope trick. Everything was done with blocks, wooden blocks, and just levering against the various parts of the engine. Anyway, so here it is, and we'll be doing some analysis of what we find. I'm going to take the camshafts off a little bit later. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to clean up the muck that is in between the cylinders. There's a lot of sludgy, just goop, and I think this is, you know, again, one of the byproducts of the cylinder head, the cylinder gasket going. I don't know if you can see this, but so what I'm doing is I'm putting these, I'm putting little pieces of this paper towel. Where's my little tool? Here's my tool. What I'm doing is putting a piece of paper towel on this. I can't do this with two hands, with one hand. But basically, I'm using this tool to go down into here and soak up what I can. So, you know, you can hear all that sludge. It's like this muddy goop. And this is what this. Well, here's the cylinder head. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take off the intake manifold. I didn't have to take it off when I removed it from the car. But this is just, so I marked each of the journals with one left, one right, two left, two right, two left, three left, three right. So we're going to take off the intake manifold. That's pretty straightforward, just a bunch of half. I got this thing supported by this stand that my friend lent me. And just looking under here, we're going to be taking off, I think it's 7 nuts, and they're mounted to studs under here. We'll take this off and we'll clean that up. The short link came apart, but we'll take that apart and we'll clean this up later. I'm going to put this aside for a while. Kind of interesting stuff. Of course, this is the top side. We'll be getting to the bottom side and take a look. So the first thing we're going to do is take off the intake manifold. Then we'll take out the camshafts, carefully index everything and note where everything had been removed. Also, interesting thing here is this timing mark is off on this side. It's dead on that side. That might be a vernier difference. Not quite sure. I might have to play around with that. But we'll be getting to this in due time. All right, so let's get that intake manifold off.